Good morning, folks. Ariel over here at Nyth, where today I want to show you some not so positive things. We had a massive storm last night, put down more than our average monthly precipitation in about 15 minutes. It's probably the most violent storm I have seen in 13 years of living in Wyoming. It rained about 1.5 inches, which is huge for us. We usually get like 1.25 inches in the entire month of July. And there was some hail with it, which is not that uncommon for a thunderstorm here, but this was bigger and more violent than normal. Now, everything is fine. I don't ever like to focus on negative stuff, but I do try to show the ups and downs here and the good and the bad and what actually happens. So, as you look through the garden here, you can see this patch just past the yellow flowers. This is all beets. They look a little squashed this morning. They just got kind of bruised and beat up and some charred, and you can see how the leaves in places got just ripped and shredded. You can see them torn apart there on the ground. And some of the bigger charred leaves, you can see how it tore big holes in them there. I don't think any of this is stuff that the plants will not be able to grow out of, but they definitely took a bit of a beating. Any of the more broadleaf stuff, like the potatoes, you can see, again, they're going to grow out of this and they'll be fine, but you can see how it tore the leaves up there. That was not there yesterday. And even through some of the cabbage leaves are a little tougher, but it still punched holes through. Let's see if you can see there, yeah. Holes through like some of those big leaves. And definitely beat up my green beans, which are already struggling a little bit because they like warmer weather, but you can see how it punched a bunch of holes through their leaves. And let's see, I don't think it did anything to the onions. Beat up some of the squashes a bit. You can definitely see their leaves have holes in them, and so on. So anyway, we had a real violent storm. No trees blew down near my house, which a little bit surprised me, as windy as it was. You can see more holes punched through the leaves of the, rhubarb. And over here where I've transplanted some wild mullein into my flower bed, you can see how with their big broad leaves it really did tear them up. One advantage is that most plants here are not broadleaf plants, so most wild plants were not going to be that damaged. Now the other thing, and this was before the storm last night, and again just in the vein of showing ups and downs, and I don't want anyone to ever look at what I'm doing and think that this is just a, Instagram perfect life kind of thing, and that you buy a tiny house and everything's rainbows and roses and there will never be another problem in life. That's not true. It's still real life. There's ups and downs. I like to focus on the positives, but not everything's perfect. So, my peas this year, that looks pathetic. I don't know what's wrong with them. Those are actually starting to turn yellow and brown and die. At this end of the bed, I do have several different varieties in here, but they're still growing. They're taller than my trellis there, actually, but look how sad and mad they look. The leaves are curled up. I've been unable to diagnose this as any particular pea disease. If anyone's had peas do this, I'd be real curious why. You can see the leaves are just kind of curled up like that, and it's not from lack of moisture for sure. They have been plenty wet and they got lots of rain last night, but they're just growing, looking kind of sick. I am sure it is not the seed. I am sure of that because I soaked and sprouted the exact same seeds from the exact same packs, and I had a few that didn't fit in that official pea bed, so I just threw them on the ground over here and put some hay on top to see if they would grow. They did. They look much happier. Some of them are blooming. You can see my first couple blossoms there. They're still a little bit curled, but not much at all. They're almost everyone sprouted and is happy, and I don't see any of the yellowing, dying plants there that I've got over here. And I don't think it's the soil, because that dirt that's in that bed was literally dug up out of the old bed where you just saw the happier looking peas. So the dirt should be the same, the seeds are the same, But something is making these peas not happy. So I don't know if I'll actually get anything off of these at all. It may be a fortunate thing for me that I planted my overflow over here, because this may be the only pea crop I actually get to eat. We'll have to see. So that's kind of what happened around here last night. Now it's a bright sunny day. Everything is just sopping wet. It's very rare that we have that much moisture here at once. I don't think most of the flowers and herbs were damaged there. They tend to have narrower leaves, so most of them were not punctured as much, though I can see holes torn into some of them, and some stuff, like the lamb's ear here, definitely has some shredding in its leaves, and some stuff was just a little bit beat flat. But I think that will all recover, and so on. So anyway, that's just, there's always challenges. I've been, helping with my parents' garden since I was a little kid, and so this is something I've been doing for years, and hailstorms are definitely out of my control. But why things are happening, like my peas are just upset, where everything else in the garden looks good, I don't know. Again, if you've seen peas look like that and have figured out a cause, let me know. I'm curious. But that's what's happening around here. It's not always, it's sunshiny right now, but it's not always all sunshine and roses and everything looks perfect. And I want to share those things just so nobody ever feels like, oh, my life sucks, and these other people who have YouTube channels, everything goes perfectly for them, because that's not true either. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope things are going perfectly for you today. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you were here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.